Good evening and welcome to the 18th Annual Lawyers Collaborative for Diversity Edwin Archer Randolph Awards. My name is Joelle Murchison, and I have the honor of serving as the Executive Director of LCD. It is our pleasure to invite you once again this evening, and thank you so much for joining us virtually. We had all hoped that we would be able to be back together in person, but alas, we are together once again virtually. We do have to count our blessings because we believe that this is an opportunity for so many of us to gather differently than we might if we were in person. So we thank you again for coming to join us this evening. Now, the first thing that I would like to do, and to encourage those of you who were sponsors, our platinum sponsors of this evening's event, if you've not already done so, to open your signature swag box. Now, each year we try to add something to this program that adds just a little bit more excitement. And this year, our swag box was the contribution of a fantastic idea of our committee to allow for those of you at home to be engaged with us tonight. So let's see what we have in our swag box. And if you don't have a swag box, well, you'll have to make sure that you get on the list to get one next year. So we have, let's see, a wonderful branded pad by our swag box sponsors, Saks, Dornberger, and Vita. We thank them so much. And the team, Teresa and Ann, who made the swag box possible. We have a lovely LCD branded, see, I'm not good at this, an LCD branded coaster. And then, of course, for your snacking pleasure, we have LCD branded cookies. So, for those of you who have a swag box, I encourage you to open it up, grab your cookies and perhaps a beverage of choice. And while we are watching the show this evening, you'll have an opportunity to indulge. I won't be eating my cookies right now because I have too many important things to share with you all as we launch our program this evening. The first, of course, is to introduce to you LCD's president, Deirdre Daly, who is a partner at Finn Dixon and Hurling. Deirdre is going to welcome you this evening and share with you some of the wonderful activities and achievements that we've experienced this year. Deirdre?
Welcome, everyone. We have so much to celebrate tonight. Can you hear me, Joelle? Good.
Yes, we can hear
Um,
you.
good. And the first thing that we want to celebrate is that you all have so kindly showed up on this beautiful spring day and not gone directly outside. So thank you all so much for being here. Secondly, although we have so many challenges in this world today, Ukraine, COVID reemerging, climate change, Supreme Court leaks, too many to mention here tonight. But on the diversity front in Connecticut, there is so much to celebrate in 2022. But before I do that, I want to thank everybody that makes LCD possible, starting at the top with Joelle, whose enthusiasm, experience, and passion are critical to LCD's success. Equally important is our always vigilant program manager, Brittany James, who keeps the trains running and ensures that no balls are dropped. Thank you both so very much. I also want to thank, and I think we're going to put up a slide here, thank each of the people that are on our board. It's been wonderful getting to know you, and we so much appreciate all that you have done. And I want to give a special shout out to those who have chaired committees this year and to our executive team with whom I've worked so close. Inez Diaz-Gonzalez, Ginny Kim, and Marie Bertrand. I'm honored to have worked with you all and have learned from you, and I so much appreciate. Thank you so much. We'd also like to give a shout out to our sponsors, and so we have a slide that will acknowledge all of them as well. Thank you to all of our sponsors who are making this event possible and also sponsoring so much else that LCD does. You're so critical to our success and the meaningful work that we do. I'm going to now step back for a moment and just spend 1 minute minute talking about LCD. I'm often asked, what is LCD? How are they contributing to diversity and inclusion? So to tell you all, and I think many of you know this because you're already involved, we're a broad group of dedicated volunteers from throughout the state, law firms, in-house counsel, public service, and academia. Our goal is to provide a network of support, encouragement, and guidance to individuals of color as they navigate their way and their challenges through the legal world. We start at the beginning with college students with our signature summer pipeline program. College students who have a strong interest in the law are introduced to the law from a number of perspectives, including a wonderful moot court program run by Judge Doyle for many years. We then move on to a strong mentoring program for law students, in some cases building lifelong bonds between mentors and mentees. We've also added a strong focus on young lawyers of color, thanks to an ad hoc committee of young lawyers of color throughout the state who've given us wonderful ideas about what we can do, concrete ideas about what we can do to help support their time as lawyers in Connecticut. Had general counsels and best practices for firms and companies on how best to recruit, develop, and retain lawyers of color. And of course, we've had our annual Judges of Color event. Each year we honor all those judges, federal and state, and we look forward to doing that again in person, hopefully very soon. But for tonight, too, I wanted to spend a moment talking about how much there is to celebrate in Connecticut from the diversity front. This week alone, on Monday, Vanessa Avery was sworn in as Connecticut's first Black woman United States Attorney. She is now the top federal law enforcement position in the state. This is historic, and it was celebrated with overwhelming applause in a courtroom in New Haven on Monday. She was nominated by President Obama and confirmed by the Senate, and we're very much looking forward to seeing her in full action. She was an alum of LCD, someone who was active from the time she first joined a law firm in Connecticut decades ago. She served on panels and as a speaker. Many, many congratulations, Vanessa. This winter, Natalie Braswell was confirmed as the state's controller, a critically important position within state government. She too is an LCD alum. Many congratulations to you, Natalie. And now I want to move on to the new judges because there are many new judges, both in federal court and in state court. There are two new district court judges, trial judges, who are also of color. They too were presidentially appointed and confirmed by the United States Senate. The Honorable Sarah Nagala and the Honorable Omar Williams will be sitting in Hartford and will hopefully serve for their entire lives. In addition, there's a new magistrate judge, Dave Vatty, who sits in Bridgeport. And by all reports, he's been there for about a year and is doing a tremendous job. I want to thank both Judge Nagala and Judge Vatty for serving as panelists for LCD, where they shared their experiences and wisdom. And we thank them for that as well. I'd like to now turn to the state court. There were 19 judges of color recently appointed by Governor Lamont, both in 2021 and in 2022. We recognize him for his extraordinary commitment to diversity reflected in these very important appointments. And I'd like to recognize each one of these judges individually, starting with those who were appointed in 2022, the Honorable Thamar Esperance Smith, the Honorable Jeanette Figueroa Lascos, the Honorable Maria del Pilar Gonzalez, the Honorable Josette Anne Marie Henry, the Honorable Scott M. Jones, the Honorable Eric T. Lohr, the Honorable Sherry Phoenix Sharp, the Honorable Amir Shaki, the Honorable Cecil J. Thomas, the Honorable Needy Batty, the Honorable Joseph Viscarando III, and the Honorable Romano Mercado Espinoza. They were all nominated in 2022. I just want to give a shout out particularly to Cecil Thomas, who has been an incredible leader on the D&I front as he led the CBA over the last year. And also to Nita Vadi, who is the wife of Dave Vadi. So they have two judges, newly appointed judges in their household. Moving backwards to 2021, there were also 7 Superior Court appointments that year to individuals of color, starting with the Honorable Linda Allard, the Honorable Max Medina, the Honorable Ndidi Moses, the Honorable Carla Nasamito, the Honorable Gladys Nieves, the Honorable Jessica Torres Schlotz, and the Honorable Carlitha Texador. Many, many congratulations to all of you. And special thanks to several of those judges, including Judges Moses, Medina, and Texador, who also served as LCD panelists this year. Moving on to private practice, we'd like to acknowledge in alphabetical order a few of the achievements of some lawyers of color throughout the state, including my partner, Ska Barnes, a Native American woman who was just appointed became a partner at Finn Dixon and Hurling in the M&A corporate department, also an historic event. Gregory Chase, who was promoted to senior counsel. Sonia Pedraza, who was promoted to managing counsel at eDiscovery. Board member Calvin Wu, who was voted onto Viral Dana's executive board. And from academia, we'd like to recognize our board member, new dean of UConn Law School, Ebony Nelson. She is also being honored by the Crawford Black Bar Association, the Hartford Business Journal, the Northeast Black Law Students Association, and the Connecticut NAACP. So please join me in recognizing and celebrating these new leaders in Connecticut. Their diversity of experience is of tremendous value to all of us. And the people of Connecticut are deeply fortunate to have each of you in these important leadership positions. Best of luck to all of you. Thank you all again for your continued support and interest in LCD. Huge congratulations to our award winners, who you're going to hear more about momentarily. And now I'd like to introduce you to two of our main sponsors, Carlton Fields and Day Pitney.
Hi, my name is Vanessa Singh Johannes of Counsel at Carlton Fields and chairwoman of the firm's Minority Business Resource Group. On behalf of our firm, thank you to LCD for your steadfast commitment to the advancement of minorities in the legal profession. Our firm congratulates all of the honorees for their leadership and dedication to this work. We recognize that much more needs to be done, but that you have paved the way for the road ahead. Carlton Fields is proud to be part of the LCD family and to share its mission of ensuring a more diverse legal landscape.
Day Pitney is proud to be one of the founding members of the Lawyers Collaborative for Diversity. We are even more proud to be longstanding supporters of its mission to advance diversity in the legal profession, increasing recruitment, retention, and promotion of lawyers of color and other diverse individuals. At Day Pitney, we seek out diversity as an inexhaustible source of fresh ideas, innovative strategies, and new approaches. At Day Pitney, we especially appreciate the distinctive backgrounds and unique experiences of our attorneys and staff add both depth and perspective to all that we do, especially including being change agents for social justice and equity.
Thank you so much to our sponsors. You will hear more from our additional platinum sponsors as we move throughout the evening. And thank you so much, Deirdre, for lifting up all of those names, which are indeed much to celebrate for us here in Connecticut as it relates to lawyers of color. It is indeed LCD's mission to see those numbers increase. And by far and away, those individuals that were shared stand as role models and in fact stand on the shoulders of those who have come before them. At this time, we must take a moment to stop and reflect on a member of the LCD family that we lost this past year. Suzanne Baldazar served as the LCD treasurer for more than a decade. And of course, we were so saddened to hear of her sudden passing. This evening, we are leaning on one of our former LCD board members, Bert Cohen, to tribute Suzanne as she so deserved.
Members and friends of LCD, Suzanne Elaine Baldazar served the Lawyers Collaborative for Diversity as its treasurer for over a decade. I am proud to say Suzanne became my close friend over that period when I was on the LCD board as well. She was one of our early supporters. The LCD website notes that, quote, Suzanne was bold, confident, and passionate about everything she did, and thus made a powerful impact on the LCD board as LCD's treasurer for over a decade, unquote. All true, but not the whole story. Suzanne was a wonderful person, a committed and well-recognized attorney. At the national law firm of McElroy and Deutsch, she was recognized by her partners for her leadership and sound judgment, serving on the firm's board and also as its managing partner for the Northeast. She also served on the board of directors of Goodwill of Western and Northern Connecticut, including as board chairperson. So think about this for a few seconds. Lawyer, firm leader, leader of a significant nonprofit, not to mention devoted mother of her son Andrew, as well as her 3 golden retrievers, and taking on the thankless role as treasurer of LCD and all that that entailed. As a former LCD president, I can tell you personally that her contributions to our cause were enormous. Suzanne was an incredible person, and I and those who knew her miss her very much. Suzanne, thank you so much. We love you.
Thank you so much, Bert, for such heartfelt words. I do recall having the opportunity to connect with Suzanne shortly after I joined LCD. She will certainly be missed. At this time, we're going to transition to share with you just a bit about each of LCD's signature programs. In particular, we're going to begin this evening talking a little bit about our summer pipeline program, which will be starting in just a few short weeks. We are so excited to be in the 5th year of the LCD Summer Internship Program, and especially excited to be back in person. We will welcome 17 interns this coming summer who will be placed at a number of firms as well as corporate entities and public sector organizations throughout the state of Connecticut. These students are all individuals who either are from the state of Connecticut or attend college in the state of Connecticut and have distinguished themselves in particular academically, through community service, as well as through leadership. These students have all expressed an interest in a career in the law, and we intend to provide them with access to learn more about careers across the legal community throughout the summer via a number of workshops, webinars, and even some in-person visits. We're pleased this evening to be able to share with you some reflections of the summer internship program from 4 of our summer interns. The videos will each follow one another, and you'll have an opportunity to learn directly from the students the impact that the program has made.
Hi everyone, I'm Huzaifa Khan, an LCD scholar from 2019 and a graduating senior at Wesleyan University. During my time at LCD, I interned at United Technologies Corporation under my then supervisor and now mentor and friend, Ginny Kim. Ginny's been absolutely incredible in opening so many doors for me and connecting me to so many new opportunities that I would never have imagined as a first-generation student of color. LCD has also connected me to my current boss, AUSA Bill Brown at the U.S. Attorney's Office, who was my prosecutorial team's coach for the mock trial. LCD has been absolutely incredible in getting me to where I am today. After graduating from Wesleyan, I will be joining the Justice Department as a paralegal specialist for the Antitrust Division in Chicago. I am so thankful for all the resources LCD made available to me and for the ways it continues to be central to my academic and professional success. Thank you so much.
Hello,
My name is Shannon Guerra, and I was fortunate enough to have been one of the interns that was part of the LCD summer internship program in the summer of 2019. I interned at Finn Dixon in Hurling, where I met incredible attorneys who became mentors, such as Deirdre Daly, who has truly had a tremendous impact on my life. The LCD summer pipeline program was instrumental in helping me decide I wanted to go to law school and become a lawyer. It helped me get a sense of what attorneys do on a day-to-day basis. It helped me understand law school admissions, and to help me explore various areas of law. I recently graduated from Yale in the summer of 2021, and I'm working as a litigation paralegal at a law firm, directly using the skills I gained through the LCD summer internship program.
Hello all, my name is Alani Gorham and I'm a junior at Cornell University, double majoring in Government and American Studies with minors in Inequality Studies, Africana Studies, and Law and Society. My academic journey, in conjunction with my time with the Lawyers Collaborative for Diversity, has only deepened my desire to pursue a career in which I can meaningfully impact the lives of others around me. In the future, I hope to attend law school and start a career in public interest law or family law. LCD's pipeline program was such a pivotal experience for me to foster community with legal professionals. Being a part of the LCD cohort for 2 years in a row has exposed me to the areas of legal practice possible to pursue within Connecticut. From the numerous law schools, firms, and corporations, I've had the direct opportunity to speak with panels of experts in their respective fields. In my most recent summer with LCD, I was able to intern at the Division of Criminal Justice in the Office of the Chief State's Attorney. During the course of my time there, I researched past criminal cases in the cold case unit, completed case summaries for Middlesex Judicial District, met with the Connecticut Supreme Court Justice, and shadowed numerous state's attorneys in court proceedings. From this experience, I was able to reaffirm my interest in family law through listening in on domestic violence cases. Rotating through the division's numerous offices, I've seen the great diversity in the state's caseload firsthand. I've had the absolute pleasure to grow professionally under the mentorship of LCD, and I'm certain the program will continue to positively impact students for years to come. Thank you.
Thank you so much to all of our interns who were willing to take some time out of their final exam schedule to record those videos for us to give you an idea of just how impactful the program has been. We're so excited about this year's program and certainly encourage any of you who might happen to have an intern located at your firm or organization to feel free to take the opportunity to engage with them. The more individuals they have an opportunity to connect with who support LCD's mission, the better off they will be. At this time, we will hear from two more of our platinum sponsors, Finn Dixon and Hurling and Hinckley Allen.
Good evening, I'm Tamu Lewis, and on behalf of Finn Dixon Hurling, I would like to congratulate the 2022 Edwin Archer Randolph Award recipient, Marilyn Ford, and the 2022 Carolyn Golden Hepsgard Award recipient, Gregory Chase. We applaud you for your dedication and commitment to making a thriving and diverse legal community in our region. Thank you.
Hello, my name is David Rubin, Managing Partner of Hinckley Allen, an active and proud member of the board of the LCD for many years. I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate Professor Marilyn Ford and Greg Chase, this year's well-deserved recipients of the Edwin Archer Randolph Award and the Carolyn Golden Hepsgard Award. I also applaud and support LCD's continuing commitment to the recruitment, retention, and promotion of lawyers of color and other diverse individuals. This pursuit, as we all know, is not only good policy, but also good business practice. Once again, congratulations to all. Thank you very much.
Thank you once again to all of our sponsors. At this time, I'm sure this is the moment that many of you have been waiting for. We are transitioning into the announcement of our Carolyn Golden Hepsgard Award winner for this year. It is my pleasure to introduce Tanya Beauvais, who will be introducing this year's recipient, as you've already heard, Gregory Chase.
Hi everyone, I'm Tanya Beauvais. I am on the board of the Lawyers Collaborative for Diversity, and it's really my honor to introduce Greg Chase as the recipient of the Carolyn Golden Hepsgard Award. So to tell you about the award, it's named in honor of Carolyn, the founding executive director of LCD. she really spearheaded so many initiatives to identify, to recruit, to advance, and then to retain young attorneys of color in the Connecticut legal profession. And to tell you about Greg, our recipient. So Greg is senior counsel at Travelers. He has demonstrated leadership within Travelers in so many different ways with a focus on diversity, equity, and inclusion. For example, he is the chair of the Travelers Enterprise-Wide Hispanic, Latino, and Allies Diversity Committee and has held that role since 2018. This year, he was identified to lead the entire Travelers Claim Legal Department's business plan to recruit more diverse attorneys and paralegals across North America and the UK. He's also a key leader in Travelers pro bono efforts. In addition, he's also involved in the legal community. And so there, Greg just finished up his presidency with the Connecticut Hispanic Bar Association. We have been fortunate to have him as the liaison from CHBA to LCD for a number of years. And he's just such an engaged liaison, really, really focused on increasing diversity within the profession. And in the greater community, he's also involved as well. In fact, Greg has so many mentees, including elementary school mentees. In 2021 alone, he took on 15 new mentees, as well as continued on working with many of his long-term mentees. He's really proud of the work that he does with students, whether it's through coaching a law school team in moot court competitions or teaching fourth graders about finances and math. And as of course, it's no surprise then that he has also received a number of awards. So Travelers has recognized him with the Claim Legal Diversity Award. The Connecticut Law Tribune will be recognizing him in the categories of GC Impact, Diversity Initiative, as well as New Leaders in the Law. And so LCD is just so thrilled to present him with the Carolyn Golden Hepsgard Award. Congratulations, Greg.
Thank you, Tanya, the LCD Awards Committee, the events team, Rocket Ship Consulting, for putting this event together. I want to first congratulate Marilyn Ford, whom I've had the absolute pleasure working with on D&I initiatives for years. Your award is more than deserved, and congratulations. Felicidades. And, you know, I'm incredibly honored to receive this award. Lovely little thing. Especially because Proloy Das and I unveiled this award to Carolyn in the Yukon Star Reading Room, I want to say it just a few years ago. And to revisit some of the things that Tanya said earlier about some of my accomplishments, I think she might have oversold me a bit, because those things I lead, I do not do it alone. I'm so fortunate to work with the lovely CHBA, which is the Connecticut Hispanic Bar Association family, this wonderful organization, Lawyers Collaborative for Diversity, or the work I do with the wonderful folks at the Great Run Umbrella Travelers. This award is not mine alone. It's really an award I'd like to share with all the folks who have supported me, mentored me, taught me, and refused to give up on me, especially my parents and my twin. Now, winning an award causes you to reflect a lot. And I think that, in combination with turning 30, I know, major milestone, has me reflecting a great deal more than I think I would normally. And as I sat in great company sharing a wonderful meal last night with some really good friends, it caused me to think about a lot of where I started in this world. And so for those who do not know, I was born an orphan in San Pedro Sula, Honduras, for those who didn't get that one, surrounded by a certain level of poverty and violence that is relatively unfathomable. Even crazier to think about that is that when we were in the orphanage, my brother and I were valued at the price of a waffle iron, and not even a Mickey Mouse one, like just standard, probably Marshall's waffle iron. And so for those of you who have kids, think about that. And for you who don't have kids, think about someone you love and adore, and think how it would make you feel if the world valued them that way. I do the work that I do because I want to provide opportunities to everyone, to others, so that no person feels valued as less than anything than human. But one thing I thought about as I sat there last night and I saw all the wonderful working to put a wonderful event, the Connecticut Law Tribune event, together, is that there are so many everyday people that are not thanked for the opportunities that they provide us. For those of us here, realize we're here because we have the opportunity to be here. As attorneys, our paralegals, legal administrators, operational staff, and so many others do so much work so that we can focus on the things that make us shine. And I think they deserve a round of applause for that. And we're blessed to have had the opportunities we did to go to school, to go to college, to go to law school, the opportunity to even take the bar and be barred, because that opportunity doesn't exist for everyone, not yet at least. And throughout all of our journeys, all of our lives, somebody supported us. Somebody gave us at least a chance. So this award is for all of them. Thank you for your support, for not just me, but for so many others who I'm so fortunate to work with every single day. Thank you for all that you do. So I kind of want to wrap this up because I'm looking at my time and I think I'm probably about 2-3 minutes. So in concluding, I ask that you all, as you go through your own lives, listen to others, not to try to find answers like an attorney, but to sit and listen to understand them as human beings, and realize that you're blessed to have the opportunity to converse with them. I hope you all keep in mind. I hope you all keep your mind, your arms, and your heart open to giving someone a chance. It could change someone's life or even save it. Thank you.
Congratulations, Greg. We're so very proud of you. And to think that you've only just turned 30. Wow, lots and lots of years to make considerable impact. And we're proud to be able to call you one of our own. At this time, I'd like to highlight a few more of LCD's signature programs, one of which Deirdre really did a fantastic job of talking about the impact of the judges of color, in particular, the 19 new judges over the last 2 years that have been named here in Connecticut. And as you all well know, LCD does hold a Judges of Color program where we seek to acknowledge, celebrate, and congratulate all of the judges of color. This past fall, we had a fantastic panel discussion with a number of judges who were referenced by Deirdre, but also that you see on your screen. If you did not attend, you have the opportunity to go to LCD's website and check out a replay of that fantastic program. And so we certainly would encourage you to do so, particularly because you've heard some of those names again this evening, and I'm sure you'll want to hear the wonderful and profound words that they had to share. Another of LCD's signature programs is our Mentor-Mentee program. You will also know that, as you heard in Greg's speech, certainly, and you'll probably hear as a thread throughout the evening, the importance of mentoring in the lives of a number of individuals, and in particular, in the lives of attorneys of color here in the state of Connecticut. It is important that we give back as mentors, and equally as important that we seek out the opportunity to develop and grow our mentees. Our Mentor Mentee program is sponsored by Shipman and Goodwin. And actually, one of the significant achievements that occurred earlier this year that I think might, because of all of the judges, might not have been on our list was the elevation of Leander Dolphin to Shipman and Goodwin's first African American and first African American woman managing partner. So we're really excited to partner with Shipman on this program. And we have a video that will tell you a little bit about how important the mentor-mentee match is for all of our participants.
Hello, my name is Mary Bertrand, and I'm an attorney at Day Penny. I am also the secretary of the Lawyers Collaborative for Diversity. I have been involved in LCD's Mentor Mentee program the last couple of years. Currently, I mentor Scarlett Lara Alcantara, someone who has also become a dear friend of mine. In line with LCD's mission to support diverse attorneys in the state, the program provides law students with connections to attorneys who can share their experiences and their insight after years of practice. Being a mentor in this program allows you to respond to questions that law students have about the practice of law generally, and gives them the benefit of the lessons you've learned along the way. As a mentor, I have an opportunity to share my own story about my own legal path, including the challenges I faced and been able to overcome, or frankly, those challenges that I'm still working on. I really would encourage attorneys to consider becoming involved as a mentor in this program. Mentorship has always given me a personal sense of fulfillment, particularly when you know you're making a positive impact on someone's career. But it also supports the broader mission of welcoming the next generation of diverse attorneys to the state of Connecticut and giving them a reason to stay.
Hi, my name is Scarlett. I am a rising 3L at Quinnipiac School of Law. I participated in the mentorship program as a mentee during my 2L year. I felt like the legal field can be very daunting at times, and I was navigating this journey solo. But through the mentorship program, I was paired with Marie, and she has become one of my biggest blessings during law school. She's someone that I know is very honest with me and that I can trust. And anytime I need advice, whether it be professional or personal, she's who I turn to. And I've become very fortunate to have someone like her in my corner. I came to this program looking for a mentor, but I really genuinely feel like I have gained a friend.
What a wonderful, heartfelt message. And thank you so much, Marie, for sharing, as well as Scarlett, your experiences. Marie, as some of you may know, serves as the secretary of LCD. So we're grateful to you for the impact that you've made. Next up, we'll talk about the final component of our program series that was introduced this year. We did hold in the early part of the year a panel that supported best practices, ironically enough, around mentoring. And so at this time, I'd like to introduce Jenny Kim, who is going to talk to you a little bit about that program and also share some reflections about some upcoming opportunities that LCD will have. Jenny?
Hi, this is Jenny Kim, Treasurer of LCD. By now you've heard about some of our student programs. Next, we are proud to feature some of our events focused on practicing attorneys, both experienced and new. First, our Best Practices panel held this past February entitled Mentoring Across Differences. This featured a panel of senior attorneys talking about their experiences as both mentors and mentees, and some of the unique challenges as well as opportunities posed when you're mentoring or being mentored by someone different from yourself. As you can imagine, checking your own biases, truly listening with grace, and having the courage to be your authentic self were key themes. Next, our Legal Journeys panel held just last week also featured senior lawyers, and this time talking to early career professionals. Think back on your early days of practice. What do you wish you knew then that you know now? Did you have any idea you would be where you are now? Those are some of the questions this panel explored. Each one of us can hugely impact the career of so many others. Whether you are just starting, or now looking back in a long and successful career already, or somewhere in between, there is a place for you in the LCD community.
And once again, we are pleased to invite you to visit LCD's website so that you too can take a look at the recordings of both of the panels that Jenny just referenced, our best practices panel on mentoring across differences, as well as our young lawyers panel. Really sage advice and great counsel that are helpful to our attorneys across the spectrum. At this time, we will hear messages from our final two platinum sponsors, McCarter and English and Wigan and Dana.
Hi, my name is Kevin Budge, and I'm a partner at Wiggin & Dana LLP, and I serve as a board member of LCD. Here at Wiggin & Dana, we share in LCD's mission to advance diversity, equity, and inclusion in the legal industry. I want to congratulate the 2022 Edward Archer Randolph Diversity Award and Carolyn Golden Hebsgard Award recipients, and I look forward to continuing the important work of making Connecticut and Western Massachusetts a more attractive place for attorneys of color and other diverse individuals to practice law and find professional opportunities.
Thank you so much once again to not only our platinum sponsors, but to all of our sponsors of this year's awards program. Well, we've come to the time where I'm sure you all are excited to finally have the opportunity to acknowledge our other awardee from this evening. First, I'd like to take the opportunity to recognize the awards committee who work very diligently each year in order to promote a fair and honest process to ensure that we've identified the right awardee. We always invite one of the judges to serve as the honorary chair of our Edwin Archer Randolph Award Committee, and this year was no different. And so we'd like to thank Judge Vernon Oliver, who served as the chair of the honorary chair of the awards committee this year. But we knew that Judge Oliver would be happy to allow the next voice that you will hear to make the introduction of our recipient this year. And that is none other than Moy Ogilvie, managing partner of the Hartford office of McCarter and English. Moy is someone who has spent a number of years working very closely with this year's awardee and was just over the moon to be able to recognize and introduce her this evening. Moy?
The Lawyers Collaborative for Diversity is honored to present the Edwin Archer Diversity Award to Professor Marilyn J. Ford of Quinnipiac University School of Law. For those who don't know her, Professor Ford was born in Arkansas and grew up in St. Louis, Missouri. She graduated from Rutgers Law School in 1972. There, she was taught by the late Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, whom she credits as having fostered her passion for civil rights. After law school, Professor Ford worked as an attorney at a Wall Street law firm. She worked as the Director of Investigations of New York City's Human Rights Commission, and she also worked in the law department of Continental Oil Company. In the late 1970s, Professor Ford made her way to Quinnipiac University School of Law, where she currently serves as the Neil H. Kogan Public Service Chair. During her time at Quinnipiac, she has taught many types of courses, including corporations, securities, and Native American law. Professor Ford has also taught others outside of Quinnipiac. At Quinnipiac in 2009, she hosted a symposium that dealt with the life of Constance Baker Motley, civil rights lawyer and federal judge. We can credit Professor Ford as educating many of us on the amazing life of Judge Motley, someone from Connecticut who many of us knew nothing about. In 2014, Professor Ford, along with others that she knew, went back to Ferguson, Missouri after teenager Michael Brown was killed by police officers. She went back to a community where she grew up to help young people understand how to deal with injustice in a nonviolent way. Professor Ford also serves the community in Connecticut and the New Haven area in countless ways. She serves on the board. She's been on many board of directors and served in leadership capacity in many organizations. For these efforts outside of her school, she has gained and received numerous awards for her community service. Over the years, Professor Ford has served as a mentor to many Quinnipiac students from all walks of life, and especially to students of color, whom she takes under her wings and helps advocate for them while they're at Quinnipiac and after. But it's not just Quinnipiac students who Professor Ford serves. She reaches out to students all throughout the state of Connecticut and our region, and in fact, she reaches out to attorneys throughout the state, including myself. And many of us, although we did not go to Quinnipiac, have benefited from the guidance and wisdom of Professor Ford. As for LCD, Professor Ford has been involved with LCD for most of its existence, and we believe that she's probably one of the longest serving LCD board members. She always preaches the importance of having law students involved in the inclusion work that LCD is doing, and she always preaches the importance of working with law students and making sure they develop in the necessary way to succeed and become members of our legal community. Professor Ford is a tireless advocate for her students. She is a tireless advocate for inclusion and justice. She is always visible, and she has remained so throughout her entire legal career. She has been a constant in LCD, and we are grateful for her service. She has left her mark on her university, her students, and the Connecticut legal community. We stand on the shoulder of giants, and Professor Ford is certainly one of them. The Lawyers Collaborative for Diversity is thrilled to present this award to Professor Marilyn J. Ford.
Thank you so much, Moy, for that wonderful introduction. And Greg, it's an honor to share this evening with you. Now, as Moy so eloquently stated in her introduction, I am old enough to have received numerous awards over the last 50 years. That's actually half a century. This award, however, is so very special to me in so many ways, both professionally and personally. The mission of LCD and its programs have been spoken about extensively in the presentations and videos played this evening. I identify with the mission, and I'm a beneficiary of similar programs. Approximately 70 years ago, I began a journey which culminated in my current career. That journey began, as Moy said, in Fitzhugh, Arkansas, a place most of you have never heard of. Fitzhugh is where I picked cotton, where my great-grandparents, my grandparents, and my parents were sharecroppers. And along the way from that journey from the cotton fields of Arkansas and the dilapidated schoolhouse for Negro children with an outhouse as a bathroom and a pump that had to be primed before you got some water, I was fortunate enough to be the beneficiary of programs similar to those that you've heard about tonight. My personal pipeline included an outreach program for inner city children in the ghettos of St. Louis after my parents relocated there, the opportunity to shadow my Jewish godfather in his business, and the opportunity to become a recipient of scholarships to attend Forest Park Community College when I graduated from high school and didn't have the funds to attend a four-year institution. I also benefited from internship programs similar to those LCD offers to college students, and those programs exposed me to careers in law. Of course, being a child of the civil rights movement and experiencing Jim Crow and Jane Crow firsthand, I was motivated by Constance Baker Motley, Thurgood Marshall, and other lawyers who fought to dismantle segregation and secure equal rights for Black people. So 70 years later, I'm old enough to have stood on the shoulders of civil rights pioneers and lawyers on the front line, such as our Connecticut's own Constance Baker Motley, who worked in the trenches in the dangerous South. And I'm young enough to have mentored many young lawyers and witnessed LCD programs and what LCD programs can do for them today. For instance, I was one of those in attendance on Monday, and I witnessed our own young lawyer, Vanessa Avery, be sworn in Connecticut's U.S. Connecticut's U.S., I'm going to get it straight in a second, as Connecticut's, wait a minute, let me start over, as U.S. Attorney in Connecticut. There we go. That's what happens when you get old, right? So tonight, you saw videos of a fraction of the young people who have benefited from LCD programs. My hope is that those young people and many others will benefit from programs in the future and will pass it on as I have attempted to do. And I hope that I'm young enough to continue to watch them and to mentor them and watch them on their journeys too. I'm very grateful to those who nominated me for this award, and I'm even more grateful and thankful for those of you who voted for me to receive this award. Thanks so very much.
Professor Ford, we're so grateful that you are a member of the LCD family. And I'm honored to be able to hold your award here with me, only because I could not get to you today. So I will be sure to make sure this gets to you next week. You are so deserving. We are so grateful and honored to have you, to count you as a member of the LCD family. It is the witness that you present, the contributions that you've made, and the selfless gift that you've given to lawyers across the state and across the country that we congratulate and celebrate you for this evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And so, my friends, while Professor Ford was speaking, I couldn't help but get choked up to think about the opportunities that we have put forth for students and lawyers of color here in the state of Connecticut. There is absolutely nothing that our young people who are in our intern program cannot see that they can be. Absolutely nothing. If they only simply took a look at this program this evening, in all of the achievements that were shared and certainly impacted within the accomplishments of our two award recipients, there is absolutely nothing that our young students cannot be. So we thank you for believing in LCD enough to continue to support its programs, to continue to support the excellence that comes out of this program, and to continue after 18 years to help ensure that the pipeline of lawyers of color in Connecticut continues to thrive and only get stronger. At this time, I know you all have been enjoying and been inspired by all that you've heard, but it is time for our evening to come to an end. And so before we close, I do want to say thank you first to our entire executive committee. You've heard from them all this evening. Deirdre Daly, Inez Diaz Galoza, who you didn't have an opportunity to hear from this evening, but we send her our special love. Jenny Kim, Marie Bertrand, and also our immediate past president who relocated and is in a new role in a new state. But we didn't forget about Eugenia. So thank you for all that you've done this year as well. A special shout out to Marie for serving as the chair of the Edwin Archer Randolph Committee. I'm quite sure that when she agreed to that, she had no idea what it all entailed, but did a fantastic job of pulling together this year's program with all of the new and different program elements. I'd also be remiss if I didn't thank all of the committee members who are our board members who served on both the Edwin Archer Randolph Event Committee and both of the award selection committees. At this time, I'd like to give a tremendous shout out of gratitude and thanks to my partner in crime, Brittany James. We have been behind the scenes ensuring that many of the elements of this evening's program have gone forward. And I absolutely positively, well, not just me, LCD could not do what it does without the dedicated service of Brittany James. We actually work all hours of the night. And so hopefully tonight, Brittany, you'll be able to get some rest. I want to thank all of you who attended this evening, who, as Deirdre mentioned, gave up at least an hour of a wonderful, beautiful weather evening in Connecticut. Hopefully now you can get outside and enjoy. Thank you so much for your support of LCD. And congratulations again to our recipients this year. You continue to encourage us to strive for greatness and for excellence. And we thank you for all that you do and all that you have done in support of LCD. And so with that, I have to check and see if I have any text to see if there's anything I forgot. Brittany, Deirdre, Jenny, Marie, somebody keep me honest. I think we've done okay. Now, I did take my cookie out just before Professor Ford started to speak. But I have to tell you, I think I'm not supposed to have it because it took me such a long time to get it open. But I did persevere and get it open. So for those of you who have a swag box, here's to you. Enjoy your cookie, enjoy the rest of the evening, and thank you so much for all that you do for LCD. Have a wonderful evening.